Good morning and welcome back to another episode of the Gold Country Miner. Today I'm off to work a spot that I started working a while back in another video called Fall Gold. But that day I sort of ran out of time and didn't quite have enough time to finish off this other little section of this crevice. So I'm heading down to the creek today, and that's the plan. I got all my gear piled up in the panning wagon back here. Shovel, sluice box. I also got my crack sucker. So let's hit the road and head down. Now, if you're interested in California gold rush history, this is a pretty cool spot to learn about. The creek that I'm going to be working in this morning is a small tributary of Deer Creek. And what's cool about that is that Deer Creek is really what put the town of Nevada City on the map as the heart of the northern mines. Now, Nevada City was originally called Deer Creek Dry Diggins. It also went by the name Caldwell's Upper Store. And it was told that the first miners on the scene were able to pull out a pound of gold per day each, just panning and crevicing. It was incredibly rich. And so I'm working that general region and hoping to find some of that gold they may have left behind. So here's my plan for the morning. I'm gonna work out this area of material right here on the backside of this little bedrock outcropping. Now in my video Fall Gold, I worked this section over here and got pretty nice chunky gold, but I ran out of time. And so that's the goal here. Now this piece of rock here, I'm not sure if it's bedrock that's attached or a big rock that's gotten wedged down in that crevice. So I'm gonna try to loosen that up and see if I can get it out. If not, I'll just have to work all around it. I'm gonna classify everything through a 1/4 inch and then run it through my sluice. When I'm using my classifier on top of a bucket for wet material like this, what I like to do is fill the bucket all the way up with water. That way, as you load your material in the top and slosh it around, the water rinses it from below, cleans it off real good, and helps rinse everything down into the bucket. And don't forget to always check your classifier for huge nuggets that didn't fall through. Any nugs? No nugs. Always gotta check though. So I've been working on this thing for a good 45 minutes or so, just trying to loosen it up. I've been scraping rocks off of both sides of it, trying to pop it loose. Been using my crack sucker, slurping out all the gravel on both sides and putting it in the classifier. And it hasn't budged yet, but I think I'm getting close. One way you can check and see if a rock is bedrock or if it's just a rock that's jammed in there is by the sound. So if you take your rock pick and give it a tap and compare it to something you know is bedrock, you might be able to tell. So here's bedrock, pretty high pitched. Here's this one. It's subtle, but it's a lower sound. Tink, tink, tink. Dunk, dunk, dunk. So it's gonna go. I just gotta be persistent. I think I got it wiggling. Look at that. Oh, that's where that gold's gonna be, is under that big boy. Come to daddy. There she goes. Yeah! Oh, God. That sucker's big. Don't want to blow out an O-ring or anything like that. Whoopsies! I really want to get that boulder out. I think I've almost got it loose. Come on, baby. It's bigger than I thought. Oh, I got water in my boot. Oh. Yes! Ah! Yeah! Oh. That feels good. So I think that was actually a piece of bedrock, but it kind of fractured and was loose in there, but I had to pull it out. But I'm getting excited. I found a couple of scraps of old square nails, little bits of those while I was digging it out. So signs are looking good. So now I'm gonna finally get to actually processing some gravel and trying to find some gold. My first step is to run that bucket of material there through the sluice, empty out my bucket, and then I'll start cleaning out this hole back here. So it's getting good now. There's a look at those square nail bits I pulled out of there. So that's a good sign. We know the heavy things are dropping into that spot. I got about a half bucket here I'm gonna send through. I just finished shoveling that bucket through and I'm starting to see some colors showing up at the top. So that's good. Lots of black sand and a little shotgun pellet right there in the middle. So it's a good start. Now I finally get to start working on the fun part. I'm gonna start clearing out this hole right where that boulder was. That's where all the good stuff should be. Oh yeah. That's what we're after. Oh yeah. If that doesn't turn you on, I don't know what will. It's time to put that crack sucker to work. I'm gonna start off using the larger 1-inch nozzle and get as much as I can, and then I'll go back through, I'll switch it out, and I'll use the 1/2-inch nozzle to get the rest. I've got that hole slurped out pretty good. Got about 2/3 of a bucket of gravel right there. And I'm gonna take it easy and scoop it through the sluice box. Tell you what, I'm beat. Battling that rock for, I don't know, hour and a half at least. Took it out of me. There better be some good gold in here. I just finished scooping all the gravel into the box. Something I like to do before I clean it all out is just let it sit for maybe 5 minutes or so, and that'll keep kind of flushing out some of the black sand and other gravels. Then you have less to pan out at the end. So I usually just give it a few minutes to finish doing its thing. While I'm waiting, I think I'll go fill in that hole right there. Put it back the way I found it. I gotta battle this guy one more time. Woo! There we go. Good as new. Okay, that ought to do it. Let's start cleaning it out. And I want to show you a little something kind of cool. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to make it out, but you can kind of see a trail of black sand leading up to the sluice that's been flushed out over the last few minutes. So it's doing my work for me. I see a few little specks up top. No big lunkers, but I think it should be a decent clean out. So here's a close-up in the box. You can see how much black sand is in there, and it's really coarse stuff. It's big. It's kind of cool. And I see a little nice little coarse piece hiding right there in the middle, and a little pocket of gold up there in the corner. So getting excited. All that work today for this one pan of dirt. I've got a little safety pan under there in case I lose any. When you got so much black sand and pretty fine gold, it's easy to pan the gold out. It kind of rides up on top and you can wash it right out. So you got to be real careful. It's good to have that extra pan underneath. I've got it panned down pretty well, and there's how we're looking. Pretty good. Again, it's that real jagged stuff, and it's covered in mercury again like it was in my other video. So I'll have to get that cleaned up better when I get home. Here's a nice shot for you. I got it panned down, and you can see all the mercury stuck on there. I'll have to deal with that when I get home. But I'm pretty happy with that result. I got some nice larger pieces in there, and it's cool looking stuff. Real angular and jagged. When I get back to the house, I'll get that gold all dried out and cleaned up, get the mercury off of it, and then I'll put it on the scale and give you a nice close-up look. All right, I'm back at the house. I got the gold all cleaned up, and I got the mercury off of it. So there's a nice close-up. It's that cool, angular, coarse-looking stuff. Let's throw it on the scale. See how we did. There we go, 0.37. Hey, that's not too bad. I was hoping for a ½ gram, but that's pretty close. I've done worse. If you were wondering how my finger's doing, bleeding stopped. That was a bugger. Thanks for watching.